Hey there, thanks for joining me. I'm Heather. Today we're talking all about how to meal plan, and I'm gonna teach it to you in 7 steps. If you were here last week, you heard my 4 strategies to just take stress out of healthy eating, out of feeding your family. And the last one was meal planning, and today I wanna share my secrets. I mean, they're probably not secrets. You're gonna hear them and you're gonna be like, yes, that makes sense. But using these different steps just makes it easier, makes it more streamlined, and I wanna make this easier for you. So let's get started. Okay, grab a notepad if you like to take notes. Here we go. So step number 1, if you're looking at your week, is to think about how many dinners, we're gonna focus on dinners, but you could do this with breakfast and lunch and snacks as well. How many dinners a week do you want to cook? Because cooking takes more time than picking up some takeout or eating at a restaurant, and it's really the thing that we have to focus on when we're bringing food into our house. So you think to yourself, how many times a week do I want to cook? Am I cooking every single day a week? Am I cooking 3 days a week, 5 days? I mean, this is totally up to you, what works in your family. So you start, write that down. All right, number 2 is to open up your fridge, open up your pantry, pull open your freezer, and see what you already have on hand. Do you already have like 8 cans of black beans just waiting to be used? Or do you have a freezer full of salmon or chicken, and in your fridge you've got tons of kale? What do you have already on hand? What do you need to use? So just do a quick look in the fridge, in the freezer, in the pantry, and see what you've already got around, so that when you go to meal plan, you know, I need to focus on these main foods so that they're not gonna get wasted, and it's gonna save me money at the grocery store. Okay, so tip number 3 is so important when we are figuring out our meals. You know, if you're just blindly throwing like lasagna on a Monday, but you have 5 minutes to make a meal, that's just not gonna work. So you figured out how many meals that you wanna make, step 1. Now, think about what your life looks like. Do you have kids' sports in the evening? Do you work late one night? Do you just know that on Thursday nights you're tired and you just don't want to cook, or you want something made ahead? I want you to look at your schedule and then think about how much time you have. If you're planning to cook Monday through Friday, do you have 30 minutes on Monday, 30 on Tuesday, and you have like 5 minutes, you get home and you need dinner on Wednesday? Maybe when you're planning, you can think, okay, is there a crock pot meal I can make, or can I double leftovers on Monday to then not have to cook on Wednesday? So write out how much time you have or how much time you want to spend on cooking, so that when you go to plan your meals, you can fit your meals in where they will work. Okay, so now we're actually gonna pick our meals. We know how many meals we want to cook. We know how much time we want to use, and we also kind of know some of the ingredients that we want to use based on what we already have in our house. So when I go to meal plan, I love to start by thinking about my proteins, because if I already have extra protein in the freezer, protein is just more expensive when you're buying it at the store compared to maybe some beans, or I guess you could use beans as your protein, but I'm thinking of like pantry bulk items. Protein can be more expensive, especially meat. So pick your proteins that you want to have for each of your meals. So maybe that means on Monday you're having ground beef. Maybe on Tuesday you're having chicken. Maybe on Wednesday you're having beans. Maybe Thursday you're having chicken again. And then Friday, I'm thinking about pizza right now, and we're having Italian sausage on our kale pizza. Kale is a topping. It's not a kale crust. Okay, so we've picked our proteins, and we figured out what we're gonna use at home or what we're going to get at the grocery store. So now this next step is kind of an optional one, is if you like to have themes for your meals, then plug that in. We always have some kind of taco thing on Tuesday. It just makes it easy. Mondays, I typically have some kind of like pasta. It just feels comforting because I'm always more tired on a Monday. And then Friday we always have pizza. We've been doing Sunday sliders. So if themes feel fun to you, then add them in, but know that it's not something you have to stick with. Okay, so that was tip 4. Tip 5 is to pick your actual meals. What the heck are you actually going to eat on all of those nights? So there's so many different strategies for finding meals. Maybe you have a handful of meals that you know that you guys love, and you can just plug those in. Or maybe you like trying new things, you head to your favorite blog, you know, fitmamarealfood.com, so many yummy meals, or Pinterest, or maybe you look in a magazine or a cookbook. Wherever you like to find meals, go ahead and look in there. Does it fit a theme if you're picking a theme, or is it using the protein that you desire and feeling how much time you have? And so we plug our meals in. I love just plugging mine into my little meal planner, but you can do it on a piece of paper, in your phone, on your computer, wherever it works for you. Just make sure you're writing it down, because we might plan it on a Sunday and then Thursday think that we're gonna remember it, but we forget. Okay, we're at our last step. This is the final one to make sure that we're getting our groceries. So we have our meals, we have our recipes, we know the ingredients because we can look at the ingredients. Now we need to write it down either on a piece of paper for taking it to the grocery store, or we're doing an online grocery order, but just make sure that you get all the things that you need so that when you go to make your meals, you have the ingredients on hand. So for a quick recap of our 7 steps, your first step is deciding how many meals you want to cook. Second step, looking through your fridge, your pantry, your freezer to see what you already have on hand to then use in the week. The next step is to decide how much time you have, because every evening can be a little bit different. The next step, number 4, is to pick your proteins. The one after that is to pick a theme if you like that. And then 2 more steps, we're gonna pick our meals and we are gonna load it up in a grocery cart and get those groceries into our house. Now, if meal planning, if you're kind of like Heather, I don't know if it's for me, it sounds really stressful. That was a lot of steps. Well, it doesn't have to be that complicated. It doesn't have to sound like a lot of steps. These are just the things that I mentally think about when I am meal planning. They can be done in this order. I find it's helpful, but of course you can find an order that works for you. Next week, I'm gonna come and answer the question, should you meal plan? Is it for me? Is it for you? We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna share how it's been helpful in my life, and I can't wait to see you back here next week. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Give me a big thumbs up right now and leave a comment down below. Let me know how you meal plan. Do you meal plan? I wanna hear. I'm here to help you, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. Bye.